now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV.
Hope they caught the beginning of that. He was singing.
I'm Bob Richtenwell. This is Scooter.
Whoop, whoop.
Scott Callis.
Let's hear the opening part again.
You know, you didn't whoop whoop the other day
When
Tommy Hagan was here.
Are you sure? I have to go back and watch that.
You better check it out.
Uh-oh. I could be in trouble.
You got money on the line.
I may have missed a whoop whoop.
Yeah.
That won't be good.
What are you talking about?
I still want to hear your morning song you were just singing before the show
I have
started.
no idea what you're talking about.
They caught the tail end of it.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. I hear you. So how are you today?
Well, you know, it's awful wet outside.
There's a slight chance of rain.
We've had 2.45 inches of rain in the last 24 hours, expected another 0.55 before noon today.
My yard is saturated. I mean, there's water just flowing over the top.
Mine too. It's just wet. Just really, really wet.
Not much you can do about it. It's Mother Nature.
It is what it is. It's Arkansas. If you don't like the weather, hang around for 24 hours. It's going to change.
That's how it works.
Like, we'll pull up the weather in a little bit, but it's going to be nice tomorrow.
Woohoo!
So they say. The rumor is.
I
cannot hear out of this here, Scooter, so if I'm talking too loud, you need to tell me.
No, I got you.
Because it's lovely.
Now, you were saying they were predicting, and this is in Springfield, guys. This is not here. The snow on Friday, weren't they?
They pulled it out. I watched last night. For the last 2 nights prior to last night, they were talking about heavy, wet snow for Springfield. Pretty much all morning this morning and into tonight. But last night, I didn't see any of it last night.
Okay.
Which is good because I have to go there today. So.
Yeah. I'm going to be going to Branson this weekend, and I didn't want to deal with snow on top of everything else. So
yeah,
it'd be good to hear. I know it wasn't going to affect us, but I know over there that they were calling for change.
Yeah, it's just, the temperature drop. We're still dealing with that Alberta Clipper, some aftermath of it, and a lot of people are getting unexpected snow for this time of the year. Tina and I were talking on the way in this morning that last year at this time when we went up to Springfield, we get our taxes done up there, and it was snow covered, and the parking lots were full of ice and snow last year at this time. So a little bit of rain, a lot of rain. I'll take it in lieu of a bunch of snow. In lieu
of snow. You never know, though. I mean, this time of year, it does some crazy things.
It could happen. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last.
I'm predicting early spring. I think the groundhog's crazy.
I think somebody does an 86 the groundhog.
I think he's crazy. I think we're done with the wet white stuff.
The heavy duties.
Yeah. Of course, I say that, and look what happens. You never know.
You just never know. It's time for the morning prayer. Brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas. 29 locations serve you, one in Memphis, Tennessee. With all our respect, it's not just their motto, it's how they do business. Renata Jenkins Byler and her staff all across the state do a wonderful job in your time of sorrow and your time of need. Give them a call here at Mountain Home at 870-425-2161. If you're watching this in an outlying area that you don't know if you have a roller near you, call that number anyway, 425-2161. Let them know where you live. They'll be glad to help you with a funeral home close to you. If you don't know where they're located here in Mountain Home, take a trip up Highway 5 North. Watch for the biggest American flag you've probably ever seen, to right-hand side of the road past Hospital Drive. Pull them there and go talk to them about anything in your time of sorrow.
Yep.
Pre-planning is probably the best one you could visit about. And now the morning prayer. Father God, we just thank you for this rain that you're giving us, Lord, because there'll be times in June, July, and August that we wish we'd had some. And we just thank you for keeping the water tables up where they need to be. So, we have a lot of wells here, and people think that this rain is just unneeded. Well, if they want to keep drinking water and taking baths, the water table needs to stay up. Lord, we just pray that the tornado that was said to have touched down in Marion County last night and injuring 2, we hope that those were minor injuries and that everything is fine over there in Marion County. And Lord, we just pray that you'll be with those folks as they deal with this rain and the aftermath of a tornado. It's just not fun to have to be all wet and try to gather things up. Lord, we just pray that you will guide us, direct us, give us wisdom and the knowledge to deal with things that we have to on a day-to-day basis. And Lord, we just pray that you will be with our governments, federal, state, and local, as they make decisions that affect not just themselves as individuals, but as us as a country, a state, and a county, and a city. Lord, we just pray that you will continue to bless us, keep us safe. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas. With all our respect, give them a call, 425-2161. And now we'll have a quick word from the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zdora, Century 21 LeMac Realty. We'll be right back.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should call the Z Team.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for weather and dam reports and updates, brought to you by the Z Team. Bob and Linda Zdora, the Z Team, Century 21 LeMac Realty. RetireToArkansas.net is their website. Go there, click on live views, and this is what you get to see. Raindrops.
Look how dark the water is. I mean, how much mud's washed into there.
It's, we've had a lot of rain, over 2.5 inches of rain so far in the last 24 hours. That dam, that river is absolutely full.
It is full and it is mucky.
What do you got for another shot?
Let me see what the other one's bringing me.
There we go. That's the Rainbow Bridge, backed up by the old Trellis Bridge. It's going to change on us real quick. That water's just rolling on through there. Like you say, it is mucky. And
not a good day for fishing.
Wouldn't be a good day for fishing. Probably is a good day for fishing, but I don't think I'd like to be out there in it.
Yeah, I can't ever get a bite when the water turns mucky. Not on the
river.
Nope. And you get up in some of them coves and stuff where it may start clearing out, you can get some, but I've never had good luck with it. These shots are brought to you by Bob and Linda Zdora of the Z Team, Century 21 LeMac Realty here in Mountain Home. 870-405-0793 is their number. Give them a call for all your realty needs. These are realtors you could recommend to your friends. I always say they're busy, but never too busy to assist you in helping you find what you're looking for in our area. They're licensed in both Arkansas and Missouri, so if there's anything on the MLS that you'd like to look at, they've got someone that can give you a hand and help you get that done. Look at the color of the baseball field. It's changing. It is turning green.
I can't tell you what color it is, but I can tell you it's changing. Just a beautiful shot. You can go there any time of the day or night and click on live views, and you're going to have those cameras flip through. Go there, check out the MLS listings. These are brought to you by Bob and Linda Zdora. And right now we're going to take a look at
I did want to mention something while you're bringing up the temperatures and getting them ready. I was looking at the river flow chart down by Calico Rock. We got a cabin down there. So right now it is at 10.39 feet. Expected to crest at about 17, which is just above the action stage. Is still below the minor flood, but it's going to come up probably another almost 8 feet.
That's a lot.
Yeah, before it crests. And it's showing to crest around Saturday at 6 a.m. So just thought I'd throw that out there. If you got any river property, keep an eye on it. But that should kind of let you know it may come up another 8 feet down by Calico.
And I would tell you that don't plan on fishing tomorrow either.
No.
Probably not a good choice.
Sorry, I was just thinking of that when I saw the river.
No,
so
that's a good idea. We
there.
should probably do that anytime it rains because there are a lot of people don't live in the area that have vacation homes on the river, and if they're not thinking about it, and most of them have people in the area that can go move docks or whatever for them. But they need to make a phone call. It's sure enough full, man, and moving fast. Let's take a look at some temperatures. In Mountain Home, it's 48. Harrison's 47. Batesville is 48. Yellville 48. Marshall 50. Salem, Arkansas is 46. Mountain View is 50 even. Calico Rock is 48. West Plains, Missouri is 46. Springfield, Missouri 48. Poplar Bluff, Missouri 54. And St. Louis, Missouri is 44. Hold it. Keep it right there, Scooter, for a minute. it seems like the views are changing quicker these days. Did y'all make an adjustment on that?
We did do some adjustments, and hopefully things are moving a little bit faster on the.
There's just some great shots, and we appreciate the Z team, Bob and Linda Zdora, for providing those every day, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Now let's take a look at the radar. That storm is buckling through here right now. That's what it's going to look like at about 1 o'clock. It's still going to be raining in Missouri. Right now we're getting pretty heavy swell coming through Arkansas. We're going to pretty much Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, southern part of Illinois, Indiana. We're going to be in rain. Arkansas is going to be in it till at least noon today, maybe a little after. And it's just wet. What else can you say? It's just wet. As you can see from Rogers to Blytheville, it's raining right now. Fayetteville, and then it decides to stop. There we go. It's come back. Raining heavily in Fayetteville, Conway. About 10 o'clock in the morning, if you're headed toward Little Rock, it's going to be cleared up down there a little bit. And then the rest of the day, it's going to be nice. Take a look at the rest of the forecast. Watches and warnings. Lots of water. Flood watches for sure. Severe thunderstorms.
Wind warning still.
Some wind warning, wind advisory, lake wind advisory. Just if you're traveling to the east, you're going to be wet. It's going to be windy as well. So 7-day forecast looks like this. Heavy rain and patchy fog, then mostly cloudy and windy today. High of 52, low tonight 33. Dense fog and then sunny tomorrow. High of 63 degrees. Clear tomorrow night of 41. High on Sunday is going to be 68. Sunday night 52. Monday, high of 75, mostly sunny. Monday night, low of 46. Tuesday, going to be windy with a chance of showers. High of 58 degrees. Wednesday, 54, and Thursday, 48. So we're on the roller coaster of spring right now.
Yep.
Lake levels. Lake Norfolk, 554.28, which is 2.28 above full pool of 552. I'm going to guess they're generating 2 at this point. Lake Bull Shoals, 660.11, which is 1.11 above full pool, and I'm going to say they're generating at least 5 this morning. I'll call and check that here in a little bit, but I'm guessing that's where they're at. That's the lake levels for you this morning. No dam report at this time. We'll try to get one here in just a little bit. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We'll be right back.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever known?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for community news and happenings.
All right, what's going on in the area?
Well, let's just talk about the happenings first.
All right.
The French Club is doing a fundraiser for their summer trip of 2024. They're going to French-speaking Quebec, Canada, on Tuesday, March the 7th from 4 to 6 in the Mountain Home Cafeteria. They will be serving a bowl of chili in a to-go container with condiments and dessert. That's $5 for a bowl of chili. You can order by contacting Christy Lawrence at clawrence@mhbombers.com or purchasing a ticket from a French Club member, but make your checks out to MHHS French Club. And they're going to Quebec. You say your daughter went to that?
Yeah, she did. She did. She had a great time. She had a lot of fun. She said it was well worth it.
Cool. Developing an Ozarks green thumb will be Saturday, the 18th of March, from 8 to 3:30 at the First United Methodist Church Fellowship Center, which is at 605 West 6th Street here in Mountain Home. They have several guest speakers, Joe Lample, De'Ara McElvey, Ray Morantz, Jeff Quick, Guy Ames. They'll be all talking about what it takes to have a green thumb in the Ozarks. The event includes a horticulture table, garden-themed items. They'll have, I bet, some kind of a plant sale coming up too. The cost of the seminar is $35, which includes lunch. There is limited seating. Registration began back in January, but the event will be March the 18th, a couple weeks from this Saturday. So plan to be there. You can go to register at www.baxtercountymg.com/spring seminar, and that'll get you hooked up.
And that is put on by the Baxter County Master Gardeners.
By the Baxter County Master Gardeners, that's for sure.
Which is awesome.
So actually, that's all we're going to cover this morning is the
we're out of
happenings.
times.
So we've got some time coming up here. Thanks for joining us. It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zdora. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
All you've ever wanted was a place to write your story. You hear it's not the right time to buy or sell a house, but really, the best time is when it's right for you. The real estate markets, they change, they go up, they go down. One thing that doesn't change is where you want to be in your life. The professionals you team up with will make your story happen. The Z-Team are the professionals you need to hire for your next chapter. So call the Z-Team at 870-405-0793, Century 21 LeMac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Are you?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zdora.
Yes, sir.
Century 21 LeMac Realty, the Z-Team. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I'm great.
You're always great.
I really am. In the grand scheme of things, life was very, very good for Bob. And Linda and the whole Z-Team. The whole Z-Team and just the whole operation, my sons. I mean, we've been blessed in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Truly.
You know, on Wednesday, we had the Master Gardeners here.
Yes.
And we talked about how and why did you come to this area. And, you know, they both had a good story about what brought them here. And they talked about different organizations they are involved in. I'm not sure that I ever asked you that question. What brought you and Miss Linda to Mountain Home? And better yet, what made you stay?
After 9/11, we went to the boat show in McCormick Place.
Okay.
And they had a houseboat
because you could do things like that there at McCormick Place. They had a houseboat in the show. So I'm there with Linda and I and my sister and her husband, and we're walking through, get on the houseboat. I says, what if next September, for the anniversary of 9/11, what if we're on a houseboat in the middle of Missouri? Because it was set up over here on Table Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I says, because they have a tendency to repeat anniversaries.
Right.
And we were still fresh enough with everything, so it was top of mind. So we rented a houseboat. And it was us, the boys. We set up theme nights for the nights that we were out when we dock. We had Mexican one night, and we'd have all music playing on the stereo and everything. We had Italian, and it was just like 4 days of heaven. So while we're down there, I'm pulling into the marina, one of the marinas, to get gas. And I had hit a boat. I had a 27-footer up on Fox Lake. And so I get there and I look, and there's these massive marinas. And the topography is like this. I said, what do you do with all these boats in the winter? Because up there, you got to haul them and winterize them, shrink wrap them, big process. He goes, well, if it gets really, really cold for a really, really long time, I might get a little sheet ice out there. And I looked at Linda and I said, we are far enough south. Because I knew we weren't going to stay in Chicago. We knew I wanted to get away from the winters and all the usual suspects. And we started looking. So I had a job at the United States. Now, the internet in 2002 wasn't the same as it is now, obviously. Mm-hmm. So I'd go half times at the basketball games, things like that. I'd go down to my office and I'd start to look. We started finding houses. I asked a couple realtors for maps, because I mean, you get the address, but you can't tell. I don't know where these streets are. One realtor responded with the map. She was my girl. That was it. And we, that summer, we started coming down and just kind of looking. We had thought that we would open a resort, because we had some knowledge of that. I have some knowledge of the RV business and the RV industry. There's a lot of stuff up there, actually. Not as much as you have, but there is a lot of stuff up there. So we thought that was what we would do, would open up a little resort. Well, we came down and we started looking, and the cost of the resorts for what they wanted, it was like I'd have to get another full-time job to be able to do this. Mm-hmm. So, and they needed work and things. So we were down and we were staying. We used to stay over across the hotel across from Harps. Was it a Radisson or a Ramada? No. Now it was a chain. But anyway, the woman used to keep beautiful gardens in there.
The Best Western.
Best Western, okay. She had beautiful gardens in there. And so we'd sit outside by the pool, and I'd have a cigar at night, and we'd go through the magazines. And we had, I said, I don't think this is going to work. I said, but I really like it here. She said, oh, I'm so glad to hear you say that. She felt the same way. I says, finding something to do has never been a problem for us. We'll find something to do. And we started looking. We started changed the search, started looking for houses, found a house, came down took the houseboat again the following year, had it all loaded up, and we had our closing date was on the same time, as long as we were down here, was the same time as the houseboat. And Linda came down in October, and I came down then in the following May. I told her, I quit the police department in April 15th, and I had a real job with the United Center. And so I told them that I would stay until the end of the season. I got everything wrapped up and got replacements and all the other stuff. But we came here and this was home. There was no, there's still that place up in Chicago where my mom and my sons lived, but this became home. And I think that made it much easier for us and for everybody involved with us, because we weren't trying to do that if only. This would be a great place if only. You could tell this is what's here. And it's been here for a long time, and they're not going to change.
You can, if only yourself, to just stay where you're at.
And I tell people that. If we're riding around and I get to like the third, if only, I tell them, dude, stay home. Stay wherever home is, stay there, because you're just not going to be happy. They're not going to change for you, first of all. And you're not going to be as happy as you would be if you say, this is pretty nice here. You know? And it is. I mean, there's no place like it.
And we're still moving houses here.
And we are still moving houses. Yep. Then I was out with some people the past couple of days. She's been out with a couple of people. They wrote an offer. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I think they're going to counter and go back and forth, but that's just part of the business. And but there's people that are down, and there was Danny put a house up. One of the other people in the morning meeting had a place up, and they had 7 showings in the first 4 hours type things. So there's people that are interested and ready to go. Right price and the right product. If you got a house that's from 1968 and you really haven't done anything to it, it's still got the shag carpeting and the olive or avocado green fixtures in the sink and in the tub and things like that. You maybe not get as high of top dollar as you may want, but you've lived in it all those years, and that's got a lot to do with it, being able to do it. You're going to live somewhere. It's good to live in someplace good. That's a nice part of it.
Well, my house was built in 1968. We remodeled in 1978, so it ought to be good.
Yep. Put a new roof on in 78. Yeah, right.
Put the roof on it in 98. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah. And you got to be realistic with some of this stuff. And the market has some saggy spots in it. There's no question. I mean, the interest rates have hurt people. It's hurt the first-time home buyers probably more than anybody else. A lot of the old-timers, when they come down, they're going to bring a little more cash with them because they had equity in the home that they left. And there's people that have been staying here in RVs. I mean, all these RV parks are still full. And a lot of them are filled with people that are waiting for a house to come up, for their house to come up. They're shopping right along, and they're here. They got money they want to spend, but they're not going to be, they also
want to be in a hurry to do it.
No, they know what they want, and they're,
you talk about the first-time home buyer. They got a double whammy.
Yeah.
The price of the home, the values of the homes, the prices of the homes have gone up so much. That's hit number one. When things start settling down and started maybe not retracting, but maybe settling down a little bit to bring that price back toward them, then the interest rates went up.
Right.
So
exactly.
in their world, that's just a double hit of price increase.
Oh, sure.
Which hurts them very much. So it's going to be a first-time home buyer. They flex the rules a little bit. You can borrow money from a grandparent. They can gift you money.
Right. There's a few more options.
Every now and then they've got some options there. But first-time home buyer, the best thing I can tell you to do right now, keep your nose to the grindstone. Start sacking away as much as you can for that down payment.
Yeah, because it's not the price of the home. It's the cost of the home. It's what does it cost you every month to stay in that home, and that's kind of gets lost sometimes in the granite and stainless. It's what is it going to cost you to stay here? That's the important thing. It doesn't matter what I'm not going to say it doesn't matter what it costs, but that doesn't affect you, because over a 30-year mortgage, a point of interest isn't really going to make that big of a difference. But what is it comes out of your budget? It's your debt to income ratio. So the importance of being pre-approved just can't be overstated. And if you were a while ago, go back. You may have gotten better. It's worth it to stay on top of those types of things if you're an active home buyer. If you're going to wait and you're just kind of kicking tires, just kind of, we'll see, it's not as important. But if you're in a place where you're seriously looking to buy something, because you're going to need that pre-approval letter, that is the first thing we ask for on offers on the homes that come in on our listings. Where's your pre-approval letter? Who's it from? That's the other part of it. Rocket Mortgage and all these other off-the-wall internet things, they're not here. They may tell you, oh, yeah, sure, yeah, you're good. And then you start sending them your stuff. Now they've got all your stuff, all your information, all your tax returns, your birthday, everything. And then it's, we can't do it. Like 2 weeks before closing. So And we've had it happen enough that it makes a difference. And the importance of using local banks, and I preach that all the time, local banks. Because you can sit across the table with somebody. You can help to make those decisions with them, and they're there. You're not getting on the phone to some guy who's on the beach in Puerto Rico. You got Alan Moore or whoever sitting across the table from you saying, yeah, we can do this. Or Chris Nassari's. When you come out of Chris Nassari's office.
We're going to talk about that real quick. And next week in your stead, Chris will be here.
Yes, he will.
And I'll be able to hit him with some questions that will be important.
Yeah.
We better look at some numbers.
We better. Whoop, tick tock. Am I moving the microphone around?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, got to make sure. Force of habit. This week in real estate, there were 37 new listings came on the market, 3 commercial properties, 15 parcels of land, 19 homes came on the market. They range in price from $1.3 million to $73,000. One of them's taking a backup. 26 sales, 7 parcels of land, 19 homes sold. They ranged in price from $66,000 to $415,000. The average sale price this week was $172,000. Of those 19, 12 came in at below asking price. So just the way the market's moving. 86 days on market, a total of $3.2 million in residential real estate closed this week. 11 properties expired, and if you're one of those that expired and you're looking to try a different venue, give my honey a call. We're very good at following up on where you've been before. 16 net price changes, but there's 72 pending. That jumped like by 10 this past week. Currently, we're down to 215 homes. We lost 4 from last week. And it's if you're within the sound of my voice, you're in that range of where those 215 are. Year to date, there's been 110 homes have sold for $21.5 million. Average sale price this year is $195 with 90 days on market. Last year there had been 166 homes that sold for $38 million. That's 56 more homes, but there was that first 2 weeks is really where most of those came from. Average sale price last year was $232 with 101 days on market. If you're thinking of coming on the market, like I say, if you're one of the ones that expired, if you're going to be expired and you're not happy, give my honey a call. She's at 870-405-0793. Check out the website, retiredtoarkansas.net. See, we've got all the MLS is on our website. So if you're just kind of curious and kicking cans and wanting to get some idea what the market's like, you can go on the website and the information, all the MLS information is on our website, and that's a good thing.
One thing I like to say about the first-time home buyer, they have a soft spot in my world.
Well,
first thing, if you're a young couple or just a young single thinking about buying a home, go talk to your parents and your grandparents and ask them if they have pictures of their first home.
Yeah.
Look to see where they got their start. And it's not the Taj Mahal they live in today.
Oh, yeah. Very true, Bob. Very true.
Take a look at that and gear back a little bit. Maybe you can afford something, but you've got to get out of the mindset that it's got to have the granite countertops and the stainless steel fixtures, and it's got to have this and the customized engineered hardwood floor and all that. Scale back a little bit. Make it your home for 3 or 4 years. Flip that. Turn it into a down payment.
That's how you build the equity in the home.
Absolutely.
You don't buy the Taj Mahal. And our first place, when I walked in the front door, it was just a little Cape Cod. It was small. And I says, well, if this wall was gone and there was a dining room was on the other side, I says that would open this room up quite a bit. And then from the dining room into the kitchen, okay. And then there was a stairway there and went upstairs. I said, well, you could probably put a dormer up here. Yeah. And did the same thing, though. Borrowed money from a family member, and that helped us to get started.
Get it done. This has been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zdora, the Z Team, Century 21 LeMac Realty. 870-405-0793 is her phone number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is her website.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back with Friday Morning Sports in just a moment.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's Friday morning sports. Coach Josh Fulcher is with me this morning, Mountain Home Bomber basketball, with two of his seniors. One of them is not able to join us. Ian Mason wasn't able to join us this morning, but with us this morning is Kai Bickford and Hagan Robb. Gentlemen, welcome, and thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
Coach Fulcher, let's talk about the season, then we'll talk about these two seniors.
Okay. Well, our season wrapped up last Friday. We were in a win and get in situation at Alma, and just didn't get it done. It was you kind of put all your eggs in the basket of beating a team on the road their senior night, and I didn't feel like we didn't play bad. Just Alma played really good, and I liked our defensive game plan. We did a good job on stopping the guys that we really needed to stop to making adjustments. We beat them here at our place by 4, so we knew it was going to be a tough game down there. And they just had guys step up, and make shots. Anytime, I always feel when you're on the road, the role players at home feel more comfortable, and they had some guys just make some tough shots, banking in threes, just made timely shots. So we were kind of behind all game, and then we're able to take a lead late and just wasn't able to hold on to it. But nevertheless, we were fortunate to be in that situation. We dropped a few games, had a rough week where we were making up a game and had a road game on top of a home game. 4
games in 7 days.
Yeah, and that's always been really tough for us because it just is. It was tough, but it's tough for everybody. But we had some really good teams on that during that stretch too. We didn't do very good or do as good as we hoped to, but we were put in a situation we just had to win every game, and we were able to do that and at least put ourselves in that situation. So it was a lot of fun last couple of weeks. Honestly, it's been a really fun season. I mean, you get guys like the kid coach, Kai and Hagan, and along with the other guys, man, it's just been it's an awesome group of young men to be around. Winning or losing, but winning does make it a lot more fun. Waking up and these long road trips, and we went last year. We were really close, couldn't ever just get over the hump, couldn't really figure out what it was, and we only won 3 games last year. And I still had a fun group of guys, and they still worked really hard and didn't cheat it in any way. But I think it kind of set up for the turnaround. We won 16 this year, and that's that's a plus 13. That doesn't happen a whole lot. That's pretty rare feat, and it's really the leadership from these two, and goes along with all the other guys in the locker room as well.
What would you call your surprise game of the season, win or lose?
Oh wow. I'd have to ask these guys, really. I mean, it's you go into it. I thought the games that really just surprised me were the anticipation of Harrison being a conference opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew a little bit about what the rivalry was, and we've played Harrison, but Coach David Stoller told me last year, whenever they announced the conference alignment, he's like it's going to be a lot different, being a conference opponent. He goes, I've seen it, I've lived it, and and those games were on Tuesday nights, and it was both those games were like state tournament feels, and just for a Tuesday night, just see the support from our community. That was really a little bit surprising to see. I knew it'd be some, but it was an incredible turnout.
That's the first time since the early '90s that Mountain Home and Harrison were in the same conference.
Mm-hmm. It was awesome, but there wasn't a whole lot of surprise. I know coming on the show, I said from the very get-go there wasn't 6 to 8 points from the top to the bottom of the conference, and that's exactly how the conference played out. Harrison wins the conference. They end up getting a split, but they win because of points. We were tied for fifth. We had one game that we needed to get in, and we would have been in due to tiebreakers. But if Russellville would have won, there would have been a 4-way tie for third, and we would have been out due to tie-breaking points. It was just that close of a year. We were able to beat everybody, split with everybody except for Van Buren. And we were able to sweep Greenwood, and a lot of years 7-7 will get you in. I know it would have got us in the last couple of years, but you needed to be 8-6, and even 8-6 with a little bit of help this year. But it kind of played out the way really I thought it would.
When was the last time you took a team to the state tournament?
2 years ago, we made the Elite Eight. That's when Kai was a sophomore on that bunch, and really it was a tough year. It was we still had a lot of COVID restrictions and stuff, just kind of coming out of the COVID, and one of our guys that we'd been counting on and got injured. He was dealing with a torn meniscus early, and then he got in an ATV accident. That was Matt Jones, and really we just kind of hung on and till he got healthy. And there was a snowstorm that we had a district tournament. We had to cancel the last few games, and ended up making a nice little run there. And he was probably about 50%, but he was good enough to be what we needed for him, for our team. And we lost in the district finals to Russellville. And then end up making meeting up with Lakeside and beating them in the first round. Played Jonesboro in the Elite Eight, and really battled. Had to lead on them first quarter. I think we're down by 2 possessions going into the half, and really they just kind of wore us down. We stopped making shots, and we played them better than anybody in state tournament. They were one of the best. I mean, that was one of the they were the best team in the state that year, and one of the better Jonesboro teams that I've seen. And you can see how good that they're doing, even moving up to the 6A level. They're number one in 6A as well. So, but that was a nice little run that we had a couple years ago.
If you had to make a prediction, who do you think will win the 5A?
Pine Bluff. And I really like Lake Hamilton. Lake Hamilton's pretty salty. Nettleton's got a good, a nice little team, but Pine Bluff reminds me of West Memphis a couple of years ago when we were over in the East. They've just got a bunch of grown men, and when you got that size and physicality, you're not banking on making a bunch of shots. You can just go play and just kind of bully yourself around. They've got good pieces. They've got good guards. They've got good interior game, and they're really disciplined and really physical. And I really like, I've been watching all these games, and I really like that Pine Bluff team. But I'll tell you, if Lake Hamilton shoots it like they did yesterday, Lake Hamilton can beat them as well. But if I had to pick, I'd say Pine Bluff.
Hagan, what was your highlight game of the season?
Probably a Harrison at home. At 19 points.
How about you, Kai?
I'd say probably beating Harrison at their place. I think that was my at least my favorite game this year that I've played.
Just to beat Harrison at Harrison?
Yeah, it was nice.
It was fun times.
Yeah.
Something that you can remember.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. We're going to take our 45 break here just for a moment. You're watching XL7-TV, Friday Morning Sports. We'll be back in just a minute.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going? See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should call the Z-Team.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's Friday morning sports. We're going to talk with some seniors, Kai Bickford and Hagan Robb. We're going to have Coach Fulcher here just to make sure they're staying on the level. Kai, how long have you been playing basketball?
I've been playing since 7th grade, so 6 years.
6 years?
Yes, sir.
And you've do you play any basketball in the summertime? Do you play any of that AAU or whatever that's called?
No, sir. No, I didn't. I usually, during the summer, I ran and did
because you
stuff.
do cross country, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Cross country and track.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what this 4.0 shirt means to you.
It means a lot, actually, for Balmer basketball. I mean, it's Balmer basketball helped me stay disciplined, just in general. I mean, in the schoolroom and on the basketball floor.
But what does the 4.0 mean, though? What is that? What's
like
the significance to it? Oh, well,
yeah.
see, if you're watching at home and you see 4.0, folks don't know what that means. So I'm trying to get you to explain that.
Yeah, all A's in the classroom this year.
So that's a grade point average.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's smarter than he looks, Mr. Bob.
Yeah?
He's a smart. Both of these boys are pretty smart. Hagan, you get a 4.0 shirt?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if anybody that comes to our program, if they get a 4.0 or higher, 7 through 12, each first semester, we get them a shirt just to kind of represent.
How long have you been doing that, Coach?
Since I've taken over as the head coach, and we've got. I think these have been last couple of years have been sponsored by Instaff Bank, and Bailey Bodenhammer at Instaff. That's something that they've committed to sponsoring our 4.0 shirts. When we go out and do our community stuff, we ask them to wear bomber attire, and that's one of the shirts that some of them, not all of them, you have to earn that one, and that's something that they earn. And the amount of hours that we spend on the road and travel and just practicing the craft and still be able to hook it up in the classroom like these guys do, it's really incredible. There's nobody that has it tougher than our kids with as far as scheduling.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. Even though you might have a Tuesday night game in Van Buren, that's a 4-hour trip.
Yes,
or longer.
Mm-hmm.
And when these student athletes get home, they're required to be in the classroom the next morning. They don't get to take the next day off.
Yes, and it's got a little bit more difficult over the last couple of years. They used to have late start, which helped our athletes a lot on Wednesdays. They would get to come in at 9 and we'd do teachers meetings, and I know it really affected our kids mentally when they took that away, because I heard a lot of kids talk about it. Thank goodness we have late start tomorrow, even though it was an hour. That the hour means a lot, of sleep. But the next day, luckily we have block scheduling. Because without block scheduling, it would be really difficult. I think we would lose a lot of kids in athletics because academics is such a priority to the Mountain Home kid anyways. And thank goodness that we have block scheduling where they do come in that next day. Their A block classes, which their Monday and Wednesday classes, work is due, and it's not the night before. They have another day to still complete their assignments and everything. So wouldn't you guys agree about how important that is as a student? Yeah.
Hagan, how long have you been playing?
I played basketball in 7th grade and 8th grade. And then 9th grade I took a break. And sophomore year I took a break. And I joined back junior year. And played junior and senior year.
Junior and senior year.
He's kind of like Michael Jordan, you know. He took a little break, wanted to dabble in other things, and then he made his he trumpeted his return, and we're so thankful that he came back. You know, it's he took a couple years off, and generally we kind of don't allow that to happen. And then last year he approached me, and I did a lot of research on this young man and talking to a lot of students and kiddos in my AAP and also the basketball team, and really the team embraced him back, and he came back. He was pretty far behind. You could tell he took a couple years off, but holy cow, did he worked so hard, and his commitment was off the charts. I mean, how many trips did he missed a trip to Hawaii. He's missed a lot of family trips just for his commitment to basketball, and he's played banged up most of the year too. And he rolled an ankle late, and he's had a hurt finger all year, and but you didn't ever hear him complain, at least not to me. I wasn't going to listen to it, but we're so thankful to have him back because he was huge for us. I mean, kind of if you want to talk about like a Dennis Rodman type player, which is, I grew up in the 90s and basketball, like a guy that just goes and gets the ball, that's may not be the biggest guy, but man has a high motor and gets rebounds fearlessly. That's Hagan Robb. I mean, you got to have that, just high energy, and he's got a nose for the ball.
Well, let's talk about, you've got a third senior that wasn't able to make it this morning. We need to throw him some love as well.
Yes, unfortunately Ian couldn't make it in this morning, and Ian was another young man that joined us late. He was a move-in. Ian came in the middle of last year, and so he was a little bit behind, and a little bit more behind than Hagan was. But he was still a significant impact player for our team because he's such a great teammate and a locker room guy. Was really good. He had good size. He's got good size and was really good in practice sessions. And just to watch him kind of grow throughout the years, you just wish you had another year with Ian. And his grandfather Max Atkinson came to me when Ian was moving up here and had asked, I don't know how he's 6'4", which you can't teach that. He goes, I don't know how good he is because he hasn't played a lot of organized basketball, but I really would like for him to be a part of y'all's program, especially coming in new. He needs good young men to be around. And when you've got guys like this on our program, it's not hard to see why wouldn't he want to be around a Kai Bickford, Hagan Robb, and he fit really, anytime you add guys late like that, you're always wondering, what kind of people they are. And, man, he was a great fit for us.
Kai, how do you deal with that? How do you let an outsider come into that inner circle of what you guys have already built for so many years? You've got Hagan dropped out for a couple of years, came back. As a guy that's been in the program since 7th grade, how do you react to that?
Yeah, I mean, I've known Hagan my whole life, so, that was a little easier, and all of us were pretty much friends with him. Heck, he was hanging in the locker room, not even part of basketball. So, yeah, but Ian, it's a little different because, he's new. So, you have to just welcome him in, and he came last year. So, you just got to get to know him. I was taking him to our Holy Smokes dinners and stuff like that, just trying to get to know him. And, you just got to make him feel like he's wanted there so he sticks around. And I think we did a really good job with that.
And there has to be something behind the scenes going on, Coach, because you've got a 6'4" senior that doesn't see a lot of court time, but he still hangs in there. He's still practicing every day. Absolutely. He's still doing what it takes.
He loves it. He loves it. He got a lot of time in JV, and we had and this goes to tell you about the character of Ian, just how much he loves the game, and he loves his team. we had Alma cancel the JV game on us late, and it was literally the night before that we were supposed to play. So essentially, Ian's not going to touch the floor, and he knows that. As soon as practice was over, he gets out there and gets on. We have a gun, a shoot-away, Dr. Dish, actually, that Top Flight's paid for us, and had a new one come in a couple weeks ago. But anyways, after practice is over, he's out there shooting on it. Still dedicated to his craft, knowing that he's not going to probably touch the floor the next night. But the kid loves it, and he loves being a Bomber, and and that's really. We ask our guys to be good dudes and good teammates first. That's first and foremost. Everybody's got a different role in the program. Whether you're playing or not playing, you're all equally important in your role. But kids trying to understand and find that role, excelling in that role is always hard. But just and all the things that we do, I think, kind of builds that tight bond and that connectiveness. He's talking about, when we go to Holy Smokes, which Bruce Jones, he takes our teams out every year, and he takes all the teams out every year. That's just one example of all the great people in our community that supports these young men, and they see all the hard work that they put in, and it's just awesome to be a part of. But really, it's them. I mean, they are the program, everything that we stand for.
Hagan, what's next for you?
I'm going to college at University of Arkansas next year.
What are you going to do?
Probably major in business.
Okay. Guy, what about you?
So I got track next for my sport.
We don't want to talk about track because today's first day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, and I'm going to go run at UCA.
You've already signed with UCA?
Yes, sir. Yeah. And I'm doing cross and track there.
Good deal.
He's Kai is an incredible runner. I mean, and for him to be such an amazing superstar in cross country and be able to still be dedicated. Summertime, you asked if he played AAU or any of that stuff. Well, he would be running like 7-9 miles a day and then come in basketball practice, and he wouldn't shortchange his teammates for nothing. And I would have to make him like, hey, you need some days off. You need to, hey, just sit over there and watch. But he was still finding ways to be engaged and being a leader for his guys, and he is going to do amazing things.
Hagan, who's going to take your spot on the court?
I feel like Dewey's going to do a good job.
He's good. He's a good player.
Yes.
How about you, Kai? Who's going to step up and fill your shoes?
I think next year, I don't know, either Coben or Blaine Tate. Coben Inskeep or Blaine Tate.
And both of them do a good job as fill-ins right now. So, Coach, what's your team going to look like next year?
I think we're going to keep this going. We've set the foundation has been set of who we are, and those things aren't going to change. But we've got depth. We've got a lot of good pieces coming. We got some major holes to fill. We really do, and it's kind of reset. Of everybody's going to be challenging and pushing each other, but when you have depth, that's a good thing. They're going to work hard, or they'll get left behind, and that's what we have, and we've got some good pieces coming up. But we still got these. They've left big impressions and big shoes to fill, and so that's going to be a process. But I like the momentum that we're going. I like where we're at, and I think we're just going to keep getting better and better.
Yep. How much time will your team take off before they start doing off season?
Well, we give them, season ended last Friday, so they're just having some fun for a couple weeks, just getting in the gym, scrimmaging. I'm just kind of watching, dividing up teams a little bit, and just kind of see who's out here. Some of them's just kind of having fun. Some of them's just not doing really anything, and then some of them's out there kind of competing, getting an early head start. But I'd use this time to evaluate as well of like who's
you got
our
some
competitors.
ninth graders coming down the hill that'll do you some good.
Yeah, we had a really nice ninth grade group coming down. Really haven't had a chance. We've seen them integrate with the guys just a little bit, but we feel good about some pieces in there. They have, the thing about our junior high, it doesn't always show on their record, but these guys know, like, our junior high conference is the best in the state. I mean, we're playing Jonesboro's and Marion and West Memphis and playing those teams in the East. It's incredible the size and athleticism that they face at a young age, and we don't necessarily, this bunch doesn't have that size or athleticism, but they've got a desire to compete, and that's really important of just learning a lot of character traits of how to battle night in, night out.
We appreciate you joining us. We've got to get off the air. We'll be back Monday morning. See you then.
Bob, Scooter, thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.